Karyn Bryant for MMA Heat. I'm here with Benson Henderson, UFC lightweight champion, about to have a unification fight. How do you feel about Gilbert Melendez? How good do you think he is?
Gilbert's pretty good. He doesn't have the sexiest name, the most sex appeal to him, not a whole lot of casual MMA fans know about him, but I know how tough he is. I know how good he is, how long he's been around, true veteran of the game. He's been top 2, top 3, top 5 on the planet for a long time. I know how tough he is.
Well, a lot of people are saying that, his scrappy nature is somebody who could give you one of your best fights ever.
I hope so. I hope so. To be the best fighter on the planet, you need to fight and beat the other best fighters. For me to have my best performance, I need to have somebody who's going to, make me have that best performance. So I hope Gilbert does, bring his best, and he brings his A game and makes me bring my A game, elevates my game to be better and get my hand raised.
So to date, though, who do you think has given you the best fight?
Definitely gotta go with Donald Cerrone. The first time, that was a great fight, and I had to not hold anything back. I had to open up my heart and just not hold anything. If I would have held anything back, I had to be carried out of the octagon. Like I couldn't stand. I had to be carried out. That's how much I gave in that fight. And if I would have held anything back, if I would have been able to walk outside that octagon, I probably would have lost that fight. Yeah. So that kind of performance, Donald Cerrone for sure.
Yeah. Did you have to change anything in your camp to prepare for Gilbert, though, or is there anything that you sort of mixed up or did extra in preparation for him?
No, we didn't really do anything different. We have a pretty good formula for success at our gym, the MMA Lab. We pretty much stay the same. Obviously, when you're fine-tuning specifically for a certain opponent, you have to fine-tune for them, pay attention to what they do, their different skill set, the positive things they do. So we definitely did that. Mm-hmm. But other than that, though, no, it was the same.
Yeah. Do I see something over your eye here? Did you get tagged in practice?
We get tagged in every practice.
I was going to say, if you're not getting tagged, you're not practicing.
Exactly.
Very nice. So I'm just curious how you feel about the division. I mean, you've been at the top now for a little while. You feeling comfortable up there? Who do you see coming up the ranks so that you're thinking, oh, this guy's a gamer?
Well, I definitely pay attention to all the 55-pounders. Yeah. Keep my eyes open, keep my ears open, hear who has good performances, who's pretty tough, listen for the weaknesses, that sort of stuff. But 55, man, it's deep. There's a ton of killers at 55. All aiming for that bullseye on my back, so I gotta keep my game up.
And is this a division you'll stay in for a while? I mean, doesn't seem like you have too hard of a time making this weight, right? So is this somewhere you'll stay for a while?
I intend on staying at 55 and breaking all of Anderson's records at 55 for title defenses, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. That's my goal, anyways. Long-term goals. But I wouldn't mind having a fight here or there at 170.
Yeah. Anybody in particular you'd like to face?
No, my camp, my coach, the director of my career, John Crouch. He said it was a time in my career for like a super fight or something like that. So St. Pierre's name was thrown around. I was like, cool, sounds good to me. Let's do it. Whatever you think.
That'd be cool. There's something great about you, and that is your sort of multi-ethnicity, your whole, everybody's not sure what you are. I mean, that kind of makes you a great person to be an ambassador for the sport. I mean, I know you've done some traveling with the UFC. What have you seen when you've gone around the world? How is the UFC being received? Just sort of what's the temperature you're getting off of people?
Well, yeah, I've been to Korea a couple of times, been to Japan a couple of times, been to Mumbai, India, I've been to Jakarta, Indonesia. So I've been a lot of traveling for the UFC. I'm amazed at how knowledgeable the MMA fans are in Jakarta and in Mumbai. I was pretty amazed. I was very surprised about how much they knew about not just the fighters, not just UFC, but MMA specifically. Like, oh, this hold, you do your boxing into Muay Thai, into your wrestling, into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu on the ground. They knew like the holds, the different moves. So I think MMA is definitely growing globally for sure. In Asia is growing real big. It was already pretty big in like Korea and Japan and stuff like that. But as far as Southeast Asia, Jakarta, Indonesia, it was huge. I was blown away by it.
Nice. So you think, I know they've talked about having it tough in India. You think that's a legitimate place where there's enough people who you said obviously they're knowledgeable, but do you think there's enough people who can put it in practice?
That's the part that I think they're having a hard time with. Yeah. Everyone's pretty big fans and they're knowledgeable, but finding the bodies to actually do MMA is another story. So I think that's the part they're having a hard time with right now. But the interest, the attention is there.
Yeah. And lastly, you know, there was the whole thing with the toothpick the last time. I see you don't have it. Have you been weaned off it? It's like a baby with a binky. I don't see it. I expected to see it.
Yeah. No. It's I heard dangerous to do interviews with a toothpick in your mouth, so I'm trying to stay away from that.
That's good. That's good because you know I'm just used to seeing you with it.
Yeah, it's just a bad habit of mine. I always have it in, and I forget to take it out. And people always, hey, you have the toothpick in. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Right.
So yeah.
Very nice, very nice. And otherwise, life is good. I know we commentated a couple times together. Did you enjoy? You know, is that something you want to do? You know, while you're fighting or after you're fighting?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely want to get into some commentating, being a guest analyst or whatever. That last time I did it, I was a little bit nervous. I let it get to me. The first time I didn't know what to expect, so I kind of just went the flow a little bit more. The second time I was a little more nervous, but the next time I do it, I will be better. I promise you guys that. So, you know, make sure you guys look for me and ask for me if you can.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You have a nice personality and you're knowledgeable, so that's all you need to do is just deliver that stuff.
Thanks.
Awesome. Well, Benson, it's going to be a great fight, I'm sure, and we really look forward to it. Good luck.
Well, thanks a lot, Karyn. I appreciate it. Yeah.